YouTube? Chrome Freak here. You're looking at the Glock 23. I know I've had it in other videos and I've said it before. Over 20 years. Thousands, untold thousands of rounds of ammo through it. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a detailed field, a complete strip of the slide and the frame. And I know there's a lot of Glock videos out there doing the same thing, but I'm going to go a little bit further with it, and we're going to do what's known as the 25-cent trigger job. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of videos on YouTube that also do the 25-cent trigger job, but maybe I do mine a little different. I don't know. I know there's guys that will not do it to their Glocks, but I got to tell you, this is an example of a Glock, which I just told you the history of, and I firmly believe it's because I do this about once a year. And I'm going to match up the over 20-year-old parts in this gun to the brand new parts of the 27 that I have disassembled. I'm not sure if you can see in the bowl right there. And I'll show you over 20 times at least of doing this 25-cent trigger job. You'll see there's no wear on these parts. Even from the rounds, I don't see any wear. I do see a little barrel wear. If you look in there, the polygonal barreling is not as defined as it is on the 27. I might be able to, I might be looking into getting a new barrel soon, but I gotta tell you, the rest of the parts do not look with any wear. They don't look like they have any wear, to be honest with you. And I do this, like I said, probably about once a year, or when I feel the trigger getting what I like to call scratchy. It just doesn't feel crisp. Well, I've already done this pistol, and I'm completely done with it. It's safety check. Safe direction, pull the trigger. And I put it back together, and I stripped down the 27, and I'm going to be buffing the parts on that. That's a brand new pistol. I've done the same thing with this one, and for some reason, luck has been on my side. Not one malfunction with this Glock ever. Ever. And I just attribute it to the way I maintain it. My way might not be the right way, and it might not even be the correct way. But whatever I'm doing, unless I got just super Glock, is working great. Because, like I said, not one malfunction. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Let's go ahead and break her down. Just put this gun back together, but I didn't think about doing this, actually. But I want to show you how I do the slide a little bit better than I did the other day. On the last video I did this with, actually. When I say I'm pushing this spring back, what I'm doing is I'm pushing it back to use it as leverage. If you could see, there is a black spacer in there that's on the striker or the firing pin. And by pushing back on the spring, I'm pushing forward on that spacer, which takes the pressure off the slide in the back, and I'm able to get it out. If I could see, here's my problem is seeing. And there it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that out. You got to be careful. Don't let the plunger, your ejector plunger, fly out. Let's go ahead and take the striker out. Plunger. Ejector. Firing pin safety. Now what I do, we'll start right here on this. I usually take the spring out, I soak everything in just rubbing alcohol. When it comes out of the rubbing alcohol, I will dry it off. Right here. We'll dry it off. Then I will actually take my Dremel. I'll put a brush on there. And by the way, you could take this on low speed. I got a low speed on the Dremel, and I can hold it against my hand, and it doesn't even hurt. And I just brush the whole thing off. I'll soak it back in real quick, and I'll re-wipe it. Then I'll put some flits all over, set it off to the side, and let flits do its work. Then I'll actually take the Dremel, low speed, just like this. It's not going to hurt you if it touches your skin or your nail. Touching mine right there. It's nice and easy. Now you want to go, like I said, you're not trying to take any metal down at all. All you're trying to do is buff it, wax it like you're waxing your car. This is a brand new one. This is a 20-plus-year-old one. Except for it's a different shape. They shaped them differently. There's no wear. There's none. There's zero. If you take your time and you buff these things really nice and easy, and like I said, just all around. I do everything, by the way. Now there are certain areas you want to hit more than others. This being one of the main ones. The top of your firing pin safety, the very top of it. You want to really get a nice wax coat, nice wax job on that, buff it. You're not trying to take any metals down. And what I'll do too, is I'll use a magnifying glass and I'll look for any imperfections in the top there, and I'll try to buff them out if I see a little scratch in there or not. But once again, if you can't get the scratch out, don't try to force this on there. Don't burn it. Do not burn it. That's what I'm trying to get at. I even take the firing pin completely down, which I'll show you right here. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show you. All you're going to do is the spacer. You're going to push down, and this is actually a two-piece washer there. It comes off right here. Soak it. One piece stayed in. Pull it down. And of course it's going to stick. There it is. Just take it off. Set it off to the side. I don't usually throw that in the alcohol. But I throw the spring in the alcohol. And here's your firing pin or your striker. Now the areas on the striker you want to concentrate on, the very top right here, both sides, and that's mainly it. I do slowly, let's dry it off. We need to be taking that one apart. Slowly I will hit everything, very lightly, very lightly, but here's where you want to concentrate. And you can feel with the Dremel, take your time. Nice and easy, and it doesn't take a lot, especially with the flitz sitting there for a little while on it. It does not take a lot to buff it out real nice. So, once again, in my opinion, that's the way to go. Like I said, I could be totally wrong on how I do this, but you know what? 20 plus years and thousands of rounds tells me I'm doing something right. So let's go ahead and let's take this frame apart. I go ahead and I pull all the pins out. Because I'm taking the frame completely down, it doesn't really matter which you take out first. At least in my book, you don't. I set them. I usually throw them right in the alcohol, but this one's already been done. Now to get the trigger pin out, you play with the slide lever, and it should come right on out with no problem. It's like that. Slide lever off. Okay, what you want to do, your Glock tool, whatever you're using, just get it behind there and push up. Your lock and block will come right on out. Just reach right on in, and it takes a little bit more, but the whole trigger bar, trigger housing comes out. Just want to give it a little twist, a little spring, the trigger spring right here, and I usually take it off of the housing and I soak it also. And I'll, just put a little thin coat of oil on there. So now we're pretty much completely stripped down. I'm not going to take the mag release out or your slide lock off at all. I'm just going to leave them on. There's no need to, your takedown releases there. There's no need to take them off in this, what we're doing here. But I will also take this same brush and I will brush this entire gun with this. It's very soft. It doesn't hurt nothing. And you wouldn't believe the crud that builds up that you get out of this. It's amazing. But once again, I believe that time proves me right. I really do. So let them soak. You take them out and you buff. Now here's the spots on the trigger bar. This is called the ramp. You want to mainly hit this right here at the very top. Once again, I do the whole thing very lightly, but I concentrate on this area right here and right inside right here. Those are your two main areas on the back end of the trigger bar that you want to concentrate on. And then right here at the very top, I've heard some people call this the sear. I don't know what it's called. It's part of the trigger bar on a Glock. And the very top of it and right on around. You do not want to take any metal down. Once again, take your time, be very easy and gentle. Take it down, buff it really, really nice. And, I'll hit the whole thing once again, like I said, but that's the areas right there you really want to concentrate on. Let me turn this timer off real fast. And once again, I'll take the brush and I'll just hit everything else with the brush. Now we want to take the connector out real fast. I'm going to do this quickly because we are running out of time. That was my 9 minutes there. So we have to hurry. Let's go ahead and take the connector out. And on the connector, the main points that you want to hit on the connector, you're going to be right here on the edge. Bring it to about right there on the way. That's it. You don't have to go further back. Once again, I do the entire piece very lightly, but my main area is right here and on the edges and right on around, and you'll see a little lip right here. You don't want to go no further past that. Go right to that little lip and concentrate mainly right in this area and the edges. and buff it really beautiful and nice. And your gun, if I'm doing something right here for this Glock to last 23 years almost, and I can't tell you, I probably quit counting after about 6,000, 7,000 rounds, to be quite honest with you. I've got so much ammo through this pistol, you wouldn't even believe it. And it looks new. Compare these pieces. I wanted to do that real quick. Let's do that. We did one, but let's do the trigger bar real fast, and we'll end this video. You show me where the wear is. Show me. Show me. I see it on Glock Talk. People say not to do this. Oh, you're wearing the metal down. Show me the wear. Show me. 20 plus years, over 20 times of doing this. Show me the wear. And I promise you, when you put your pistol back together and you pull that trigger, you will feel a difference. It's not